Woohoo! It's time for positive action!
¡Hola! ¡Es hora de acción positiva!
Mrs. Hot and
¿Y Sheima?
we welcome you to the Morgan County Partnership's Positive Action Daily Community Vlogcast.
La señora Hot y Sheima os damos la bienvenida a los vídeos diarios de acción positiva.
Oh, today is Talk It Out Tuesday.
Hoy es martes marchoso.
Let's get ready for a awesome day of learning and wellness.
¿Listos para un gran día de aprendizaje y bienestar?
The positive action word of the week.
The positive action word for this week is love, and in Spanish, amor. Now, watch this beautiful lesson of Talk It Out Tuesday.
Hi Super Scholars, it's Mrs. Hot from the Morgan County Partnership. Welcome to Race and Diversity Tuesday with our kindness collection full of positive action words. This week we're talking about the word love, the value to love and have affection for others unconditionally. This week our book is called The Snail and the Whale. It's written by Julia Donaldson and Alex Scheffler. This is the tale of a tiny snail and a great big gray-blue humpback whale. This is a rock as black as soot, and this is a snail with an itchy foot. The sea snail slithered all over the rock and gazed at the sea and the ships in the dock. As she gazed, she sniffed and sighed. The sea is so deep and the world is so wide. How I long to sail, said the tiny whale. These are the other snails in the flock who all stuck tight to the smooth black rock and said to the snail with an itchy foot, "Be quiet, don't wiggle, sit still, stay put." But the tiny sea snail sniffed and sighed, then cried, "I've got it! I'll hitch a ride." This is the trail of the tiny snail and the silvery tail that looped and curled and said, "Ride wanted," and said, "Ride wanted around the world." Ride wanted around the world. This is the whale who came one night when the tide was high and the stars were bright. A humpback whale immensely long who sang to the snail a wonderful song of shimmering ice and coral caves and shooting stars and enormous waves. And this is the tale of the humpback whale. He held it out of the starlit sea and said to the snail, "Come sail with me." This is the sea, so wild and free, that carried the whale and the snail on his tail to towering icebergs of far-off lands with fiery mountains and golden sands. Beautiful. These are the waves that arched and crashed, that foamed and frolicked and sprayed and splashed the tiny snail on the tail of the whale. These are the caves beneath the waves, where colorful fish with leathery fins and sharks with hideous toothy grins swam past the whale and the snail on his tail. This is cute. This is the sky so vast and high, sometimes sunny and blue and warm, sometimes filled with a thunderstorm, with zigzag lightning flashing and frighten the tiny snail on the tail of a whale. And she gazed at the sky, the sea, the land, the waves and the caves and the golden sand. She gazed and gazed, amazed by it all, and she said to the whale, I feel so small. But then came the day the whale lost his way. These are the sea boats running a race, zigzagging and zooming all over the place, upsetting the whale with their ear-splitting roar, making him swim too close to the shore. This is the tide slipping away. And this is the whale lying beached in a bay. Quick, off the sand, back to the sea, cried the snail. I can't move on land, I'm too big, moaned the whale. The snail felt helpless and terribly small. Then, I've got it, she cried, and started to crawl. I must not fail, said the tiny snail. This is the bell on the school in the bay, ringing the children in from their play. This is the teacher holding her chalk, telling the class, sit straight, don't talk. This is the board as black as soot, and this is the snail with the itchy foot. A snail, the teacher turns pale. Look, said the children, it's leaving a trail. This is the trail of a tiny snail, a silvery trail saying, save the whale. These are the children running from school, fetching the firemen, digging a pool, squirting and spraying to keep the whale cool. This is the tide coming into the bay, and these are the villagers shouting, hooray, as the whale and the snail travel safely away. Back to the dock and the flock on the rock, who said, how time's flown and haven't you grown? And the whale and the snail told their wonderful tale of shimmering ice and coral caves and shooting stars and enormous waves, and of how the snail, so small and frail, with her looping, curling, silvery trail, saved the life of the humpback whale. Then the humpback whale held out his tail, and on crawled the snail after snail after snail. Oh, look at them all going for a ride. And they sang to the sea as they all set sail on the tail of the gray-blue humpback whale. And that's the end. That was fun, wasn't it? The snail and the whale. I loved how it rhymed. Did you hear that too? All right, today for Race and Diversity, think about this and our value word love. The snail and the whale were two very different creatures, right? And you look around, everybody's different, aren't we? So remember this, with positive actions, we can reach out and celebrate our differences, celebrate diversity, and come together with positive values in a network of love. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Possum Partners, for joining us for the Kindness Collection from the Morgan County Partnership's Positive Action and Prevention Programs. Whether you're 2 or 92 or a teen in between, grab a book and read about kindness. And remember, on Tuesdays, we celebrate race and diversity and learn acts of kindness that can help change the world today for a better tomorrow. Hope to see you soon on PositiveValuesNetwork.com.
Wow, that was beautiful. What a beautiful book. So, boys and girls, now I want you to pause here and we're going to discuss about all this question. It's time for Let's Talk About It. Hey, super scholars and positive partners, go to materialsandpositivevaluesnetwork.com for daily family fun. You're going to find really cool things to do with family art therapy. Have fun!
thank you for joining us from home, school, and your community. Gracias por acompañarnos desde vuestro hogar, escuela o comunidad. And remember, you are unique. You are important and you're wonderfully made. Recordad, sois especiales, maravillosos e importantes. Great!